Good morning, is it from Zetster's Lab? Still busy with my little journals. Yesterday I started making more covers, and this morning as I was sitting having my coffee outside, I thought, I get to. I get to. Sew some eucalyptus leaves on my covers just to make me happy. Why not? So yesterday with you, I showed you how I created these little collage papers. So this is the one I showed you, and yesterday I decided, now it's time to add some cloth, to scrunch some papers on. I even got a little piece of embroidery thing on. So from this is an ordinary one where I just glued some pieces of papers onto a back paper, and that's that. But you know me, this is just the base, so I had to do something else. I saw the little pieces of cloth and I decided, no, they need to get on here as well. Because why not use this as a cover? So I still have a couple of little books without covers. So this is one of them. This is just an ordinary one. I just put lots of papers, different papers together, made a little signature, as they call it, and now it needs a cover. So I thought, let's do it. Let's use this. And so cute, so easy. I just fold it in half and voila. So the awesome thing about this you can do so much with. I mean, really, I was thinking here, I was sitting in between all the stuff I created yesterday. Remember my paste papers. This is the blue one. In my previous video, I showed you how to do it. This is just the ink I threw on. And look how beautiful the blue is. As I said, I didn't think it's going to be so beautiful. But on a white kitchen towel, voila, this is it. So now I was thinking, what am I going to do with him? How am I going to use them in my journals? So first of all, I took the one with this beautiful leaf, the serviette. I used one part of the serviette. I stitched it on a tea-dyed piece of cloth. You can see how I stitch it. I actually went around and I stitched in those places just to make the cover nice. So I thought, I'm just gonna use one. I thought about two. I said, no, why two? So I just used one. So just look how beautiful. So voila, another cover done. So that was when I started to think about using these ones. So I just found this one. It was drying. This is it. I love it. I love the idea of this plain beige and creams and words. I don't think I'm gonna do something else on this. I just love it plain. Sometimes a little ballerina. Sometimes you just have to you don't have to do everything over the top. As I said, sometimes this is just plain. I can use that. So what I'm gonna do, it's very difficult. No, not really. I wanted to say it's kind of difficult to tear this. You just need to get a. This was the one that I threw some coffee on, and that just made these beautiful marks. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just place this inside that one with my book. And voila, another book done. So now I just need to make the piece, take a piece of cloth or whatever. I haven't thought that through, just to cover it like I did with these lot. So that's all I need for this one. And then I just need to work in it a little bit. I've got many of these things, charity shop finds. Look how beautiful they work to keep everything together. So voila. This is the wrong side. I love that. So you see, simple things like this. Glue some things together and voila, gorgeous. It's also quite sturdy because I put the glue on top as well, so it's actually very sturdy. Then as I was sitting coming up, I decided this little one. This was a small little piece that I tore off yesterday. I think I tore it off this one. And I decided I'm just gonna sew some leaves on. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just, it changed it into another dimension. Isn't this just gorgeous? So first I thought, I'm gonna use a piece of music sheet because now it looks like this. So I will have to glue it onto something. So I tore a piece of music sheet, but I don't know. It's beautiful. There's nothing wrong, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I love the plain effect with this. I just like the, I don't know, I even like it because it's a little bit smaller than the book. It just worked for me. So then I thought, okay, another one of those papers, the one that's broken, just put that there, and this works. Look, now I love it, but now I've still got the problem of that. But once again, challenge, not problem. Now I've got a challenge of that. What I really can do is, once again, I can just glue a piece of ordinary paper onto that, tear it nicely, and so that you cannot see it. And this is it. So I'm done with this. I am happy with this. Isn't it funny? You work and you work and you look and you look, and then sometimes something just clicked. I just like it. So this is it. So another thing will be, once again, to make the little string at the back. Then I was going through it and I saw I've got another one left. I think this is actually my last little signature. So I thought I got to use this. I really got to use my klimt. But, once again, I didn't want to use two. That's too much. You really do not need to use two. So I found this again, a piece of this cloth. So I am really just going to sew this onto my cloth. I am also going to sew on the little lines and things. I think so. I think I'm gonna go for that. I just need to get my size, the size of my little piece of cloth. And you know what I'm learning? Just go for it. What can go wrong? If you don't like something, just change it, you know? Isn't that awesome? Our ability while creating to just change things until we are satisfied. But I must admit, I'm not finished with my leaves yet. I think after I'm done with this, I am going to make some little cards. Make some cards that I can use. I don't know why this thing is so skew. But once again, the whole little book is skew, so it's fine. Now I just need to get the middle. Make sure my klimt is in the middle. Voila. I'm going to start here in the middle to make sure everything is in place. Oops, let's just see. I'm sewing on the line. Okay, I'm kind of sewing on the line. I also don't cut them short. I love the little strings hanging off. So this, you can see it's now a little bit too big. So now I just need to go to the other side. This is not the best way for me to sew, but in order to get it on, because I don't want to stitch it with pins. I don't want to make holes in my little paper. So this was once again just an ordinary serviette that I put paste on, and voila. Now it's going to be my front of my little gratitude journal. Just look at it. It's small. Now it's the right size. I'm going to go keep that one a little bit larger there. So now I need to do the fasten it. As I said, you can sew it, you can do whatever way you want to bind your little book. Once again, every time I think, okay, today I'm gonna do that 3 thing, you know, where you do the 3 holes, and you work it in. And then I thought, but why? I've got some rope as well. Look at this. Ordinary rope. What I can do is I can put some of my beads on. See how easy it is? Oh my goodness. I really thought today I'm gonna do something else. Really, I'm gonna do something else. I'm now done with the books. I was wrong. I follow my excitement. And at this stage, my excitement is doing my little books. Now just look at that. Isn't it gorgeous, gorgeous? More simple it cannot get. It cannot get. So I will stitch some more there just to fasten it nicely onto this cloth. And then I will work more in the little book, add more of my papers and cloths and these things. Just cut pieces and put them in. I still have some left. Oh, look at that little one. It's so beautiful. So you see, now I see this and I think I need to make a little book. Another little book to go with this. Oh, that's how it goes. That is how, look at that beautiful piece. Oh, as I said, I didn't think I am going to enjoy the paste. I absolutely love these paste papers. And you can just put them together and they make a little book. There are so many awesome things that we can create. It is just absolutely life-changing. So, this is a couple of the books that's now been done by using my papers. And by using these. Voila! If I can, you can. Look how beautiful. My other one with the, oh, this is gorgeous. This to me is just too beautiful. I love it. I love it. And look at this one, a larger one, very plain. When I add that and some things inside this, gorgeous. I love the idea of the paper plus the fabric. I love it. This is actually also one of my favorites. Look at that. That is just so beautiful. A little serviette with some paste on. So I'm just going to show all the others. This is my handmade paper. And just look at that old piece of a book page, a doily, tea-dyed papers, more of my handmade paper. Look there, I actually stitched that on there, so, and then I put one of the lovely smelly plants in there. Oh, look at my foot. Let me tell you, I was plucking this the other day to make the video about the how to add nicely smelly flowers and stuff into your journals. And in my garden I stepped back into a cactus and the thorns got a hold of me there. Oh, I pulled one out that big. I thought, I cried. It was so sore. But then it was better. And 2 days back, that evening, it started so bad that I couldn't walk. And the whole day yesterday, I applied hot, very, very hot paste. Usually what helps, because it was, I don't know if this husband tried to get some thorns out. I was screaming like a pig being slaughtered. It was so sore. And he got one out, or he said 2 little ones he got out. And then what we usually do is there was now lots of poison in, and to break the poison down, you need to apply very, very hot, something very hot. So usually I take a piece of bread, throw over it some boiling water, and then the bread just keeps the heat, and then you just tip, apply until you can keep it there, and that heat breaks down the poison. I mean, years back I had a bougainvillea thorn in my foot, went to the doctor, everything. It was terrible. He couldn't actually do anything. He couldn't get it out. It was just too sore, and came home, and I was on crutches at that stage. I was nearly on crutches yesterday. And husband said, just apply the heat. I'm telling you, just apply the heat. So that time I also did the same. Every half an hour, every hour, I just applied that heat. And guess what? This morning, 80% better. I'm still hop along, but it is much, much, much better. So the poison must have broken down. So if I get a spider bite or anything that itches and starts to get very, very, I don't know what the word is, I just start apply heat, and voila. Anything, he says, he's an engineer, he says anything above 55 degrees, that breaks down the poison. And let me tell you, it really, really works, really. One day we went onto a farm to friends, and when we got there, their big Rottweiler dog, massive, his face was like this. He looked terrible. We said, what happened? They said oh gosh, I lost my English today. A snake bit him. And they took him to the vet. The vet didn't have anything really, so he said, sorry, there's nothing more that I can do. And we got there, and husband said, listen, apply heat. They thought he was crazy, but they're going to try anything. And it was so funny. The wisdom teeth of one of the girls were taken out. So she had that thing, the ice pack, that you can either heat or make cold. So they heated up that ice pack and placed it around the dog's face. Every hour they applied it and put it on, and it stayed on, and then they warm it up. The next day it started getting worse and worse, and they said, this is not working, and husband said, just keep going, just keep going. The next day the dog started to turn. 2 days later, it was gone. There wasn't a mark of the snake bite. When they took him to the vet said, this is crazy. He's never seen something like this. So yes, this is just something that I tell everybody who wants to listen. If you have any bite place that's getting septic, is that the word, you know, and really bad and itchy, and just apply heat. We've got these little spiders in our garden and they love me. So I get bitten really a lot. And before I started doing this, it was a real problem. I couldn't get those things to heal. No matter what ointment I put on, whatever, it took weeks and months. Then I started applying the heat. Now whenever they bite, I either apply the heat, my cup of coffee, you just tip and hold it when you can. So it pulls once again, it neutralizes, pulls out the poison. And or a hot shower. I just take the shower thing and I just really burn that thing. Not too much. I once did burn a blister in my tick. I was bitten by a tick and I burned a blister with coffee because it was itchy so much. So don't do it with too hot. It only needs to be above 55 degrees. And oh well, now the nurse Izette is now telling you about this, but really, anything that's poisonous, just apply the heat. And as soon as it starts to pain or itch, apply heat again, apply heat. As I said, one day, and I am now only hop along. Yesterday I could barely walk. I had to wear my soft shoes in order to be able to walk very slowly and in much pain. Today I'm on my bare feet again and walking nearly 100%. So I applied the heat an hour ago, so I'll do it a couple of times more today, but it is on the mend. I mean, husband said, can you imagine being a cowboy and you fall into these bushes? I just looked at him, gave him one swear word and say, get away from me. This is bad enough, let me tell you. So this is my, remember, so this is exactly the same idea as the paper. This was just pieces of cloth that I worked onto a back piece of cloth, and then I used that as my one cover. These you've seen, my most beautiful, once again, I sewed my leaves onto some cloth, and I'm using that as a cover. Another one on my homemade paper, some leaves on my homemade paper, my rusty paper. This one is just a doily I bought, some tea-dyed cloth, and look how beautiful. So my little books that I am taking to Thailand is nearly done, and what joy. This is my coffee dyed paper. Oh, I need to make more of this. I can feel it. I can feel I want to work with this. And the ones, this was, but I mean, why do the others if this is so beautiful? So after I did the watercolors with the leaves and things, I added the coffee. And this is just too beautiful for words. This is my, do you call it stamping, hammering flowers? I used my hammering flowers piece of cloth. And once again, this is just a piece of, you can see I put some orange in, lint in, some bling bling in. There I've got my little thing, wooden things in, and voila. These are kind of done. Look, I added that piece of beautiful cloth. So, this has been magical. Creating these little books, using all my techniques, learning more techniques. It was just so much fun. Never mind fun, a blessing. Isn't it a blessing to create something so beautiful? This one feels like my cloth hand stitch book journal that I created. This one is very, very soft. And you can smell my tea. I put in the blue tea there, made the little, this is so beautiful. Look there, just a little bag made. This was a white stained tablecloth thing that I bought at the charity shop. So look, tea and turmeric dyed, and it became like this. Isn't it just gorgeous? And look how I am using it. Look, to make little bags. I think I'm gonna go with, I need more little bags, because each and every one of these little books must have a nice smelly flower thing in it. So I think I'm just gonna make a couple of those little bags. They are so beautiful. I mean, there are so many options, so who knows what I'm gonna do. But I think after I saw that one, I would love to do it. So what are you up to? What are you doing? What are you creating? What are you doing that makes you come alive? Please share. Put the photos on my YouTube community thing. Share with us so that we can see. It's no use I share all my things and nobody does anything. This is to get you going and excited about creating, about following your excitement, following the life in you, becoming alive, starting to love life again. Life, it's just so precious. When you start to savor every moment, your life changes. My life is changing. I am, as I told you many times, I am now feeling peaceful longer. Where previously I was very peaceful for very, very little, and I wasn't very happy with my life, and I was living in fear and disgust and blaming everything and everyone for my unease, until I realized my happiness, my responsibility. Ouch! Not husband's responsibility, not my kids, not the government, mine. And slowly, it started to change, because I started to change my mind. And I started to stop my mind from rushing into vain imaginations in the future, or to drag things of my past into my present. Okay, I'm going to share this with you. So, we've got a precious friend that's been our house sitter for the last 8 years, 10 years, I don't know. Every time we go away, I just phone, call, please, can you look after the house and dogs? And the dogs love him. As much as they love us, they love Carl. When he's at the door, they go crazy. It's ridiculous. So when we started talking about going to visit the kids, Carl said he's not sure he's going to be here because he wants to go visit his kids in New Zealand. So immediately I thought of a plan B, and the plan B was friends' kids, but they now got a dog. The young man and his girlfriend got their own big Alsatian dog. So plan B is not going to work, and then we now need to get, I couldn't think of anybody else. Really, I couldn't think. I just couldn't think. And when husband started to buy the tickets, I wanted to get this fear was starting to get a hold of me. And I said, no. In this moment, I'm still here. I am here. Everything is fine. I'm here. The dogs are here. Today is a beautiful, wonderful day. So I'm learning that if I don't know what to do, I don't do anything. I'm no longer trying to find ways, trying to, plan B and C and D and E, and it drives you crazy. You try it, nothing works. You get hysterical, depressed because your way is not working. So I left it. I just said, no, I'm here. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have an answer. I was talking to the life in me and I said, Father, I need help. I don't know what to do. Nothing came. I said, okay, you know what's going to happen. You've got the plan. You've got the whole thing. I'm going to leave it at you. And I did with you. And I did. I left it at the life spirit in me. I just said, you know what's going to happen. You are in me. The spirit is in me. The spirit is in Carl. The spirit is all around. You've got a plan. So we bought the tickets, and now we're going, for 2 months. That's the thing. We're going for 2 months. What am I going to do with the 2 dogs for 2 months if I don't have Carl? But every time the fear starts to creep up, I let it go through, said once again, and then I talked to the life in me, what now? I really don't know what to do. Then I just get the feeling, the answer, don't do anything. If you don't know what to do, don't do anything. And especially, don't worry. Whatever you do, don't worry. Things will work itself out, not now. So leave it. We so brainwashed, call it, we need to make things happen. We need to find ways. We need to, it doesn't work like that. So that's why most of us are depressed and fearful and everything, because we try our utmost best. Things doesn't work out our way. We think we're a failure. We blame other people, and our life is miserable. So I'm learning. Let it go. Just wait. We're still flying the 4th of December. It is now not even, it's end of, we're now end of October. So I've got a month. So why, So I'm learning. So really, I think I had about 2 close panic attacks in the 2 weeks until yesterday. And every time I just let it go and I focus on what I can do and what brings me joy and peace in the moment. And I leave that to the spirit to do what needs to be done in everybody, mostly in me, We say we trust, but something like this tells you, are you really trusting or not, Do you still want to be in control? Do you still want to have plan B, C's, D's, E's, or are you just walking with the life, with the spirit, go with the flow, And just whenever you know what to do, you do it. But before then, you don't do anything. You just leave it and you trust. That's what I'm learning. And yesterday, I heard him talking on the phone outside our gate. He usually comes to use our internet because the house where he is renting, the internet was down. So he was sitting in front of my gate. And when I went to tell him, come in, Carl, you know, when I hear him, of course, come in, we tell him. But when I got there, he wasn't there anymore. So I phoned and I said, where are you? I heard you come and have some coffee. So later he came and he asked, are you still going? I didn't want to ask. Okay, and when I heard him, I must tell you this, when I heard him outside talking, I thought, oh my goodness, he's talking to his kids. And what's going to happen now? And when the fear rises, I once again surrender it. I just surrender, let it go through me. I was not entertaining it. I was not entertaining my mind thinking, what if he's now, you know, I realized if he cannot babysit, dog sit, there's another plan, a better plan. So I just don't know the plan yet. So why fear and fret just because I don't know the plan, you know? So he came and after a while, a couple of minutes, he said, are you still going? I said, yes, Carl, we booked our planes. I have no idea what I'm going to do if you're not here, but it's not your problem. So no, he said, no. His one daughter became pregnant. And they really want him to be there for the birth. They are in New Zealand, as I said. And it's end of May or something. So he said he cannot go now, December and May. So he think it's better to go in May, even though it's winter and it's gonna be very cold, blah, blah, blah. So I could just look at him and say, Carl, I cannot tell you what you mean to us. You know, you take it for granted kind of, but to have someone that's just always here, available, love your dogs, look at your house better than you do. So at this stage, today, this moment, it looks as if he's going to be here. And I am very thankful. So that's my story. My story is just I am learning to walk with the life, to eat of the tree of life, to walk with the spirit in me, the life in me, to trust the life in me, to sort things out, and to stop trying to force things to turn out my way, because that's why I get stressful. When we try to get situations to turn out our way, and when they don't, we get stressful and fearful. And so I'm learning the surrender way. I am learning to just trust the timing of the life. That's the thing. Trust the timing, you know. As I said, I had to go through 2 weeks not knowing and learning and observing what's happening in me. You know, when the panic attack started, to deal with that, to say, no. Do I know what to do now? And every time when I really don't know what to do, to just leave it. Trusting that when I need to know what to do, I will know, and then I'll be able to do it, and it will be perfect timing, and voila. So thank you that I can share my journey. That's all that this is about. It's learning how to experience peace and joy in the midst of any situation. Because this could have been and would have been a couple of years back a major thing. It would have been a storm that would have nearly destroyed me, and I would have tried to make plans, and it would have been I would have been in hell. Hell is that place in the spirit where you go to when you are in fear and hysterical, and you know, I would have been there. Instead, I've been in heaven. Peace and joy in the midst of not knowing who's going to look after my babies when I'm not here. But I mean, I realize I need to go and visit my kids. I love my dogs as much as anything, but I need to go and visit my kids that's living overseas. So when I go, I need to release my dogs and go full-heartedly. I can't stay behind, with the dogs and fear and fret and worry about them. When I go to the kids, that is my day. That's when I'm there. And I need to be there, spirit and truth and body and everything. The same as when I'm here, when I leave them and come here, I need to make my life full with other stuff. I cannot allow my emotions and my mind and my everything to stay in Thailand, because then I miss life. Life is always now, this moment. So I can either have access and enjoy and live in the fullness of life today, or I can miss it by not being here in mindfulness. So I'm learning and I'm sharing and I'm having the time of my life, and I know everything will turn out best for me. And another thing I just want to share with this house sitter of us, all his kids are overseas and gone, or not close by, and to me he seems very alone. He lives in a little flatlet down the road, but I mean, he's happy. That's his life. That's who he is. He's a loner. So who am I to say he's not happy? But then the previous time we went overseas, we didn't have Charlie Chaplin yet, only Bella Blobs, the 7-year-old Boston Terrier. And my heart was breaking to leave her alone. And we tried to take her to the farm with our friends, and she just didn't work there. She could not stand. She had fights with the little Maltese permanently. And then I realized something. It's not that Carl is here for her. She's actually here for him. She needs to be here because she gives him the love he needs. Isn't that awesome? The peace that I've experienced after that, knowing that she's fulfilling her destiny when I'm not here. She is loving Carl, and that is what he needs. And that is just so beautiful. We need to control everything and, think we know best. And no, it was not meant to be that she went to stay on the farm. She had to be here so that she could give Carl, our sitter, our precious friend, the love he needs. And isn't that just the most beautiful story? So yesterday when he came and he knocked on this door, Bella Blobs went crazy. She was screaming like a baby, so excited. He is here. So isn't that just precious? And it takes him 5 minutes to greet them. Charlie Chaplin is now just as much in love with him, but it takes him 5 minutes to greet them and love them, and they're on his lap and they're all over him. That is their job. Why take their job away? So when I thought or didn't know if he's coming to stay or what's going to happen, I realized then somebody else will, that also needs their love. Awesome. We have no idea what's actually going on in the spirit. And if we just start to walk in the freedom of the spirit, and in this moment, a whole new life opens up. As I said, all of a sudden, I realized why Bella Blobs needs to be here. She needs to be here for him, to give him purpose, to give him life, to just Awesome. Love you lots. Is it from Zetster's Lab? And go and do something. Just go and glue some things. Make a little cover and a little book and start to work in it. This morning I actually forgot about this journal of mine. This is the one that I'm working in. And this morning as I was opening it up to write something in it, oh, the joy. You change the world in being yourself. Isn't it awesome? So I was writing things in another sad thing. Everyone is waiting, while life is passing them by. I could have sat here waiting. Oh, I don't know what Carl is going to decide. Oh, waiting. In the meantime, I realized, no, stop waiting and start living. Start enjoying your life. And while the life in all of us is working out everybody else's things, just flow with the life in you and trust that everything is worked out in your good. True wealth, the radiant joy of being, just being you in this moment, and the deep, unshakable peace that comes with it. Isn't it awesome? That was what I was writing this morning in my beautiful journal, and I realized I need to make myself another one with more open pages for when I go to Thailand. As if I do not have more than enough, but oh well. Love you lots. Is it from Zetster's Lab?